Hello, my name is Louise James. I'm a sound production student at Edinburgh College at an HND level year 1. This video is about my graded unit evaluation stage. Thanks for the opportunity to do this both written or video. In my case, I'm actually going to do both in case I miss out any points talking, because it's a bit hard to remember everything I want to add in. I have taken a few notes. But in a nutshell, what I would like to say today is I came to this course feeling quite intimidated by the complexity of the technical side of sound production. And a year later, I can say that I'm a lot more confident and I kind of know what I'm talking about, and at least I know where to go and research if there's something that I'm unsure about. And that's a way better place to be. So I'm very happy with everything I've learned. I'm very proud I've pushed through all the difficult moments, because there were moments when things felt very overwhelming and very intimidating. But here I am. I just kept going. I kept working hard. I kept studying. I did a lot of self-study, which really, really helped. And I think just like all professions, it's a never-ending learning process, and it continuously needs to be updated. There's always new equipment, there's always new software, and every door has new plugins to add to it. So it really is an endless process, but at least if you get a grasp on some of it, then taking in the next bit is going to be easier each time. So again, yes, I am very glad I've pushed through. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what that exactly meant for me. A bit of my background, just to explain where I started off. I am a singer-songwriter and I'm a licensed teacher in arts and a professional dancer. So my area of expertise has been very much the performing arts. And while it's very related, it's also extremely different. So yeah, I've been in recording studios multiple times in my life, but at the other side. So I've had a producer, sound technician, sound engineer doing what I'm learning to do now. I've had someone else do that for me before. And I was very much told never to touch anything. Things were never explained to me because there was no reason to explain it to me. So the knowledge I came to when I started the course was just kind of what I picked up by watching sound producers and by interacting with them and asking them to do certain tasks on my songs or on my band songs. So that was where I started off, and it's been very satisfying being able to kind of take that other side into my hands as well, because I think that's going to give me the tools in future to be able to collaborate with producers in a much more efficient way. I can now speak their language, because every area of expertise in life has a vocabulary and a language which is a specialized language. Now, English is not really my main language because I was raised in Colombia. I started school in Colombia at the age of 5. My parents are European. My mother is English and my dad's Irish. However, my main language is Spanish. So not only am I not like in my natural language speaking English, I certainly did not have the vocabulary or the knowledge to be able to communicate to producers in an efficient way. Now I have a lot more understanding, a lot more words to express exactly what I mean. That has been a major improvement throughout this course for me. So to plan my graded unit, I had to go, okay, so what do I have and what do I want to learn and improve on? So I said to myself, well, I know how to write songs, I know how to play the guitar, and I kind of know how to maybe guide other artists in a recording studio because of the experience I have of doing that myself. I'm naturally quite a good leader. These are the things I have, you know. What do I not have? I don't know how to use this equipment, you know. I don't know I don't know what all these buttons are. I don't know how to operate sound producing software like Pro Tools or Logic Pro. I have minimum knowledge in those areas. So I planned some artifacts which would be like to record other people playing music or another person. I also added the elements that I was guided to do in the course, for example, creating sound for video. I added those into my assets or artifacts in my graded unit and started working on them. So it's been quite a journey. The experience of opening like a door for the first time, Pro Tools, let's take Pro Tools because it was like definitely the area where I was least knowledgeable in. It just looks like a maze of 1,000 little buttons and you don't know what they are. And then there's like drop down menus that come out of places you wouldn't imagine it was even clickable. So I took every Pro Tools class I could with the teachers here. I started watching tutorials on YouTube. I even went as far as reading some of the manual, and I just started practicing every time I could. Now, the first thing I started noticing is that Pro Tools does have similar things to Logic Pro and FL Studios, which were doors I'd have a little bit of experience with before. One of the things that started kind of unfolding for me very quickly was analysing the fact that one channel strip is equal to all of them. On the door, on the mixing desk, whether it's the analog mixing desk, whether it's in software, and also the live sound mixing desk. So that was a lovely moment of going, so if you learn one channel strip, you know all of the next 24 of them. So that was a breakthrough, because I was like, as long as I learn what each button does and what each drop-down menu does in the software on one channel strip, I know the whole mixing desk, not the whole mixing desk, but almost the whole mixing desk, even if it has 24 channels or more or less, because it's just a repetition. So once you know one, all the rest are the same. Because when you first look at mixing desk, you think, oh my God, I have to learn what all of these buttons do. And it's not like that. It's a lot simpler. So I was like, yes. So what is on this channel strip? Like, what is it we can do to sound? Wow, so there's a EQ. Well, I already know what EQ is because I've made music all my life, and I've sat with producers and got them to fix the EQ on my vocals. Personally, I have a very deep voice, as you can notice talking, so I often need, the high pass filters. I know this, and I was like, okay, this is not so bad. What else is on this channel strip? Okay, so there's faders, yeah, that's just volume. There's effects, yeah, brilliant. There's a mute button, okay, fantastic. And it slowly just started all unfolding and making a lot of sense. I was like, okay, this is not so intimidating or as scary as it originally seemed. It's all related. So I got a musician into the recording studio, and not without difficulty, I managed to set up a recording session, taking all the knowledge from the classes I'd had with the teachers here, and it was like, yeah, okay, great. I actually know how to plug in a microphone. I know how to connect that to the mixing desk. I know how to do this. Right? We need to gain stage. Fantastic. Get some help to put some effects on this, a bit of reverb, a bit of compression. That's all we need. Go, record. And I recorded a song. And once I'd recorded one song, it was like, okay, I'll record another two. One of the songs I recorded was a guitar, a cuatro, which is a South American instrument, some percussion, and then my own vocals. Other songs I recorded, I made a backing track beat just from loops that are already inside of Logic Pro. And then I recorded my own vocals and layered them Did a main voice, then a high harmony, then a low harmony, then some ad-libs, and then I started mixing them, and there I had my next artifact. So it just all kind of started coming together bit by bit, and it really did feel like chipping away at a very, very large entity, which is sound production. And it slowly starts all coming together and making sense. It's a process. Learning is a process, and you really do have to start